Get a load of this hipster here with the Neutral Milk Hotel shirt and the slicked back hair. Yeah, well, guess what, buddy? I'm not drinking PBR tonight. I'm drinking this crap. It's good for cleaning out my toilet. Toilet is what I call my mouth. Cube is a psychological thriller from 1997 from director Vincenzo Natali, and it's actually based on a classic episode of the still amazing sci-fi anthology series Twilight Zone, which ran from 1959 to 1964. The episode in question that gave the inspiration was 5 characters in search of an exit, which, as the title suggests, depicts 5 characters who end up in a mysterious spot. They don't know where it is, why they ended up there, how they're going to get out. It kind of touches on themes of the ambiguity of the afterlife and existentialism. And in fact, I felt that the original episode was basically an allegory from what it must feel like for a newborn baby to enter into life and sort of process what it is to be alive. And so here we have a couple of characters who find themselves in a cube within a cube within a cube, basically a giant cube, never-ending rooms in every direction of cubes. And the very opening is of kind of graphic and grisly lesson that if you go into the wrong room too fast, you're gonna get your body all chopped up or maimed in some way. So basically all these characters have to figure out a way out of this giant cube. And that's basically the movie. It's a very simple kind of classic sci-fi tale. And it's, once you have that concept down, we're off and running and we're having a good time. By the way, does anyone remember a game from PlayStation 1 called Intelligent Cube? I still to this, I feel like that was right around the same time, like 1997. That's when this game Intelligent Cube came out. I remember the commercials for it. Just, PlayStation had such weird commercials at the time. One crucial thing that the movie did correctly, one crucial thing the movie did correctly was get the dimensions of a giant cube correctly, which is good. With such a simple, easy to follow concept, this movie really just glides right into tension and building suspense. If I had to define the movie, I guess I would say it's kind of sci-fi, mostly just because a lot of the movie has to deal with problem solving. Now, one thing to take into account is that it's a very small, quickly shot indie movie, so there's not a huge budget to it, and the fact that it may or may not have been filmed in a hurry is kind of adding to it works with the film, you know, it adds sort of tension. But I mean, for example, like the sound design and the music is not very exemplary, you know, although there is this kind of funny reoccurring musical motif of that I enjoyed. Here's my biggest problem with this movie. It actually has nothing to do with this movie. It has to do with the 2 sequels. Okay, why the fuck was Cube the sequel to Cube called Cube 2 and not Cube Squared? And why was Cube 3 not called Cube Cubed? Are you kidding me? That was the best opportunity for the best fucking name for a sequel ever. I feel like a lot of the criticism with this movie is sort of directed towards the execution of the movie, the acting, the writing. But I don't know. This is a very respectable little indie movie with a whole lot of imagination and gusto. And honestly, it's just kind of a fun ride. And all that stuff kind of doesn't matter at a certain point. I mean, in a movie like Cube, do you need extremely memorable characters or, you know, a performance that's acted to the T? Not really. In fact, one could argue that if the acting was too self-serious, that would almost come off as weird and distracting to the story. And overall, the movie itself feels like a cut above the rest of, say, like an 80s revival of Twilight Zone. I suppose it feels a bit underwritten. It could have used maybe like a smidge more humor or maybe a smidge more self-referential or self-aware sort of humor in there, because you don't want it to be too serious. But I think it works better for the movie to have this kind of banal style of filmmaking rather than self-serious. And if you didn't know already, we're living in a day and age where Hollywood's like, okay, you know, new ideas that we can take a chance on that might be runaway hits? No, fuck that. Let's make more Marvel movies. Let's just keep making stuff that was already a movie, that was already a TV show. Well, this one's original. Well, okay, maybe it isn't because it was based on that Twilight Zone episode. Okay, whatever. I'm just saying. This could easily work as a stage play. It all takes place in that one cube set. That's really the whole movie. It's this one cube set. And in fact, they shot the movie in order of the color of the rooms. So any scenes taking place in a cube room of a certain color is filmed in that order. Can you believe that there are actually people out there who will watch a video and have somebody tell them what happens in the movie before they see the fucking movie for themselves? That's so depressing. Cube, folks. Check it out for yourself. I enjoyed it. I think it would be a great movie to just throw on with no explanation the next time you have a party. What movie should we watch? We should watch Cube. What's that? Shut up. Just fucking watch it, alright? Cube. Thank you very much. Sorry for cursing. Have a great day. Stay sexy.